Hi, I'm Travel Grandma. If you're new to my channel, welcome. In today's video, I'm finally gonna do my van tour. It has been months, and I know some of you may have seen it on other channels, but I just have not had a chance to put all the footage together. And now I have a cold, but you know what? I'm not gonna let you wait any longer. So, without further ado, Travel Grandma van tour. My van is a 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan, and I had the HighTop recently put on by Fiberine.com, located in Wilmington, California. And here, as you can see, I have my bike stored. It's a Jetson Hayes foldable e-bike that I purchased at Costco. And I have it strapped in with a bungee cord going all around my seat like that. And it's real secure. The bike does weigh, I think, 42 pounds. It's a little bit heavy for me, but I'm getting used to it. I can lift it out fairly easily. So first you're supposed to lift the handlebars, and they are still a little bit stiff. And then you clip them. And this part here, I move the seat around, clip it. This part here is a little bit hard to do. It's hard to open up. I just haven't quite got the neck yet, but I'll get it. Then you clip it closed like that. Once I'm all set up at the campsite though, I'm going to leave it set up, and then just at night, I'll probably just stick it in here like that and leave it set up so I don't have to unfold it every time. I have plenty of room, and at night I'm not going to be going back and forth from my seat into the back, so it can stay there. Okay, here I am standing up inside my van. And as you can see, I asked in another video if I should put the fabric around or not, and kind of mixed reviews, so I kind of did a mixture of leaving some of it plain and then adding some of the fabric around. Anyway, this is what I look at when I'm standing up inside my van. A lot of you have been asking how I finished off the top. I do have clips that I took along the way, and I'm going to show you some of those clips so you can kind of get an idea of what I was up against after the HighTop was installed. And the cost was total $5,200. A chunk of change, but to me it was worth it. Let me go ahead and show you those clips. If you want to skip ahead, in the description I have a timeline, so you can go ahead and skip the parts that aren't of interest to you. So originally what I had Fiberine do is cut my roof line back of this vent. I wanted to keep my air conditioning and my heater back in here for both the vents. Well, you know what? And yes, I can stand up in this area here. But it just didn't seem like enough when I was coming in this door. I was hitting my head here, and I wanted to just be able to come in and stand up. So this vent here by my door was in the way. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take it back, and I'm going to have them cut more of it off in this area here, but I'm going to leave that one vent. Now let me show you what I've got up here. So I can take that vent out there. Now I've got left this vent cover. And basically what it is a hole. There's nothing else. There's no wires or anything. This is just foam. There's no wires or anything there. So then I had the problem of cutting this. because see how it's sticking out. So I got the roof line way back here now. And you can kind of see this in here, right here. That's what's securing this handle. So I don't want to mess that because that helps me get in and out. So this is just glued on here, and so it can come out. So what I did was I cut it. I cut this also at an angle. And see how it all fits under there now? It was just glued on, and there's the hole. There's another hole under this vent here. If I can let you see it there. So I cleared that. So now I've kept that vent back here. This is all going to get cut back in here and trimmed off. That's what I'm working on right now. So now I have a hole here where I need to stop the air from coming out because it needs to go down into the vent. So I got this silver tape, and I just got it at Home Depot. My brother, actually, who's into auto repair, had told me about this one time when I had a issue with my RV on the roof. It's like almost like a foil with tape on the back. It's very, very strong. So I'm going to put this first, and then I think I'll finish it off with some black duct tape. That will keep the air from escaping this open area now. So there's the foil on there, and now I'm going to finish it off with black tape. So that'll work out really good. Now, one thing to consider if you're going to do this is that this area here is a lot more shallow, and then it gets deeper as you go down here. So this is this here is a pretty big gap compared to back here. So that's my next step. This needs to get all finished out. I think I've got this figured out. I got this board at 6 inches wide. I'm going to put it on both sides of where it has a large gap. And then on the front and the back where the gap is not as large, I'm going to use a 4-inch board. And I think that'll blend in very nicely to cover up that gap. Then as far as securing it on, I'm going to use L brackets going from the metal roof onto the board in the back, and then cover it with some fabric. Then for the headliner, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to fill this gap here. I could do that, or I could put wood in here. I could fit some wood in here, but that looks a little bit complicated. I think this will be good, and I can tape it around too. I don't have to even, yeah. So that's the plan. I may change my mind, but so far that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just using a box cutter to do this, so. So I've got it all wrapped around. Gotta love the duct tape, huh? Then I'm going to use L brackets so the board will fit up like that and give me shelving back there. I think that's going to work out the best. So there's one of the L brackets. Goes up like this. Then I put some fabric to cover all this for my bins. And I got some other fabric. It's really soft. And I wrapped it around like this. Just kind of made it a little design here. Just so it wasn't just totally flat. A little bit custom. And it comes all the way down under here. And then I trimmed it off with some other fabric. I stapled this all on, and then I glued it.
And you know, I like to change things around, and I can change this fabric with the seasons. I think that's going to be great.
So starting up in the front, as far as my storage, I've got my hats here. In the corner, I have extra sweatshirts. I have my bathing suit and towel, some sundresses underneath here. It's going to be summer soon, so I've got some short sleeve shirts. Got my favorite shirts in the front here. In the back, I've got my travel grandma shirt I wear at meetups. And I have my Nomads Down the Road shirt. Some extra shirts here. I've got jeans, a couple pair of pants, and shorts back in here. I have my undies and pajamas. I've got my hair supplies back here, and I didn't bring as many wigs. I just brought my red one and my blonde one. I have my towels under here. I wanted to show you these cooling towels. They're really nice for when summer comes. You can get them in different colors, and they're basically just shawls that you can wrap around your neck. You can put them on your chest if you want. A lot of times I'll put them in the refrigerator and they'll just get real cold, and it's so refreshing to put around you. So I like these a lot, and I just keep them in this plastic container. Coming around, I have some extra wires for my electronics. I have a small tripod, a set of microphones, which I don't really use too much, but I should. I have my bear spray, some mosquito repellent, things like that. Then I have all my shampoos in here, different toiletries. I have some lotions for my face. All my makeup supplies are in here. Coming around here, I have, you know, toothpaste and toothbrush. I have my nail polish in here. This is just water for my hair, brushes, things like that. Some more cream. Then coming around in here is my overflow for food. Oh, I do like this mirror here too. So these are the things that I can't fit down below in my food cabinet. I keep my tea kettle up here. I only usually use it in the morning and the evening. In this bin here, I have my coffee and my tea. I really love this hibiscus tea here. Use that a lot. Coming down in here, I've got some olive oil, some extra cans of butane. Then I have my dry foods, mostly cereals, breakfast things, oatmeal in here. I know that they say that you're supposed to put these in plastic bins, you know, in case you get a critter or a mouse in here. I haven't had a problem so far, so knock on wood. So far, so good. Then I have my ukulele back in here. I have a ukulele book, and I recently purchased this stand for it. And then I have an extra chair back in here. I can also put my other chair right up in here as well. And my tent. I only put my tent up when it's required by the campground. I don't usually use this at all, and I never sleep in it. One more thing, during the day, I just store my window reflectors right up in here like that. This is my kitchen. I have a Lagun style table that turns all the way around if I want to, like this. I can also keep it up and stand up. I don't do that very often, but I can if I want. This is my main counter here. I have a 5-gallon water container with a USB pump. I keep my stove out all the time, just on one of these mats, and it stays pretty well. Got some bowls back in here, my spices, my main pots that I use during the day, a knife. This is a container with some soapy solution. It's just a Dr. Bonner's soap. I use that for everything. A lamp here. Then down in my pantry, I keep all my food. I have 2 bins like this for food. I love the long counter. It's very, very convenient for me. Underneath my counter, I have tissues, I have wipes, I have bags. I love these ALCALA deodorizing body wipes. I have some kitchen necessities here. And then around here I have my forks and spoons and knives and things which I can easily access from inside or outside the van. Around on the other side of my counter I have my fire extinguisher and I have some wool socks. I only use these at night if it's really cold outside. And I've got these cool lights. They change color depending on my mood. It's my garage. And I can show you what some of the things are in there. This is my cooler bag. I keep lettuce, fruit, things like that in here. And I put usually 2 frozen water bottles. Every 2 days I change them out. Let's go ahead and finish up with the kitchen here. I consider this part of my kitchen. I have a fold-out counter. This comes in real handy for when I'm cooking here. So I can set stuff on here. I made these little handles just with some purse straps, old purse straps. I have my refrigerator down in here. I use it as a freezer, mostly. This is a full freezer. This part here is a refrigerator. I keep water bottles in there that I switch out. I love it. It's a 48 quart. I'll put a link in the description. And I have a whole video showing how I stock it. Some of you might be interested in how I constructed my bed. Basically, it is the same bed that I've had for quite a while. I did add, as I said before, this flip down board here. Originally, I thought, well, I'd love to have more room on my shoulders, but I never use it that way. So now it's just become an extra counter. And then, as I said before, I have my refrigerator under here. As far as the construction, I have a lip there that the board fits onto, and I have another lip over here on this side. I have it opened underneath. That gives extra airflow for the refrigerator. Needs airflow all around it. As you can see, I have space over in here, and there's also space back there. That's all opened over there for the refrigerator vent. Closer look at how I put these straps on. This is just an old purse strap, and I just screwed it in with a regular screw. Another one on this side, although I hardly ever use it because I flip it up like this. I don't necessarily like it like this. I just thought I'd give it a try. I do like it just coming up like that the best. And I may change it at some point. It's fine for now. Under here, I usually put my sleeping bag. It's a good storage for me. And I have just some extra items that I need. And then I store extra bags and things back there. As far as my power supply, I have a Jackery 1000 right here. And right now I have my refrigerator hooked up to it. I always usually have my refrigerator hooked up to it. And I have my solar panel hooked up to it as well. It's usually always at, you know, between 80 and 100% all the time. Those are the wires for my solar panel on the roof. It's a 175 watt Renogy flexible solar panel. I have them coming around here, coming around here, all the way down and into my car, right here. That extension wire comes in here. Then I have an adapter. It hooks up to here, and then it hooks on right here, the plug. Very easy to set up. Works great. I like keeping this open like this because I also have a little blue eddy. It's not my favorite, but it does work. And I can easily bring the wire around and charge it right there. So as far as my mattress, it's not the best setup yet. I'd like to get a 6, better yet an 8-inch trifold. I think that will work out very, very nicely. But I'm just have a makeshift one for now. It's an old mattress, very old. So what I did was, in order to flip it up, I just put some tape here. And then it just flips up like that. Here's a little better look at it. I got this topper just to make it a little bit more comfortable because it is a pretty old mattress. It needs to be replaced. What I wanted to do is show you how I put my sheet on. Now this here, this is a full-size sheet. And it measures 56 wide by 75 long. And it's a jersey sheet, so it's very stretchable, and this works out so well. The way that I put my sheet in order to stay very well is like this. I take one side and I bring it around like this. This is lengthwise, okay? Then, so this goes all the way around like that. Then I take this other side and I wrap it around like this. It stays pretty well like this. There you go. So it's one sheet and it wraps all the way around like that. Starting on one end and ending on one end. Now as far as the top sheet, I have it folded in half the other way, so it's not lengthwise. Let me show you. So I've got one side here, and then here's the other side. Okay, I just have it folded over there. I keep this side up. There's my bottom sheet. I put this on the top. Then I sleep in between here, and I cover myself with this section of the top sheet. This way, it keeps my bottom sheet clean, and I only have to wash the top sheet. Did I mention I hate doing laundry? That's how I access my ottoman. It flips both ways like this and like this. I have my shoes on this area. And in here I keep my commode. I want to use it, just take the lid off. Put this down for a second. I can take it off if I want to, but I don't need to. I can simply just sit down. So one thing I wanted to share about my potty here is I use the bag system, and my preference is to use the granular solidifier. I happen to get these pads, and let me show you what they look like. They just look like this, and they have the powdered solution right inside the pad. They're not real powdery, but they're in here, and this works well also, but only for one use. So it's not like you can, you know, use the same bag and then just put another one in and go again. It's not going to work that way. So you end up using a lot of bags this way. Whereas with the powder, you can add more powder and you can still utilize the same bag. So it's a little bit more cost effective that way. Just thought I'd throw that tip out for you. But the horse pellets work well also. You know, it just depends on your preference. Try a couple different things out for yourself. Most of the time at night I will set my commode right up in here. It's just a little bit more convenient to use rather than having to lift my mattress and all my covers up during the middle of the night to get to it. I can access my Jackery back in here. This is my computer. I like the Ottoman because I can move it around to different parts of my van, and I can have somebody sit there. I can have it there. I can put it over in here. So right now I just pushed my bed back. Most of the time I sleep with my head toward the back, but there have been occasions where I've put my pillows up in here and slept this way. It just depends on how my car is angled. Sometimes I might set my sleeping bag up like this, but most of the time I just put it on the top of my sheet to use as a quilt. Oh. And if you're wondering what this is, it's an alarm. You push this down. It also has a light. Luckily, I haven't had to use it. Also, the fob on your phone works just as good. I keep a couple extra 1-gallon containers of water here. Up in here, I have a trash bag. This is just hooked at the back of my seat. I have a backpack. I have a light, headlamp. I'll show you my front seat. Oh, I've got some fans. I've got one there. I've got one back in here. This is just an extra light for reading. This is another light, switches on and off when I come in. I hardly ever use it. I forget about it, really. This screen right here, this is a game changer. I love this screen so much. I can drive with it while the windows are open. Let me show you how I constructed it. I do have a video showing it. Okay. This here is like a rubber gasket going all around my window. And then see these clips? They're little tiny binder clips. And I put those all around. Then on the bottom I have it tucked in right in here. I'll link that video in the description so you can get a closer look. Watch me putting it on. Stays on so well. I just love these screens. Got one on this side And I've got one on that side as well. I just keep a stool on both sides now, just for easy climbing in and out of my car. In the front here, I have an extra umbrella. I have one on the other side too. But here I have my laundry. There's some extra lights for underneath the car. This I just picked up at the thrift store. It's supposed to be a chair that opens up. I haven't used it yet. Kind of folds out. Oh, this is very nice here. It's privacy shade, but it's like a thermal cover for your front windows. It's really nice. Liz Marquez, the Gadget Queen, gifted me that. Now, because I'm at the Grand Canyon this week and next week, I just brought some water. I don't usually carry water like this, but I thought it would be convenient for going on hikes during the day. And I just put reflectix on the top here, just so the sun doesn't get to it. I have a heavy jacket. I have a lighter jacket. This here, I'm supposed to do a review on. It's kind of cool. It's a camera that I attach to my mirror to where I can film as I drive. So I have to figure out how to do this. And then this here is a little hidey key. I gotta put that on. So I gotta do a few things here. I also recently got this carpet. I made it kind of wall to wall. Goes all the way in there. Goes all the way down in there. I have a little jackery too. I usually mostly charge my phone with that. And it goes all the way back there. I really like the carpet. I can still access my stow and go seats, but I have to remove the carpet. But I'm not planning on taking any passengers right now, so I don't have to worry about that. Now let me show you my books. I brought these to gift to some people that I'm visiting. I wrote this children's book called Big Teddy Bear, The Colorful New Arrivals. Then I have Little Lessons, Big Life Journal. I actually put this together for my granddaughter, which is graduating high school. And it's just a journal, and it has different sayings in it. They're available on Amazon, by the way. Now this one here, this one here is the first book that I wrote. It's called Hurricane Lucy, Caregiver's Guide, Navigating the Storm of Caring for Your Aging Parent. So this is a story about me caregiving for my mom, and it kind of gets down to the nitty gritty, but I tried to turn it into like a caregiver's guide, so it would be at least a little bit educational instead of just a memoir. So here's the cover. It doesn't fit exactly on my car perfectly, but it's made for RVs, but it's pretty close. And then what happens is it tucks up in here, has a flap, and you put that inside your window here like that, and it has a magnet here, clips on. Just close your door. I like it. It's very private. It keeps the sun off. You can't see it. See how stealthy I am? You can't really see it, but I have solar panels, 175 watt energy solar panel on the top of my roof, and it's the same panel I had when I didn't have the HighTop. But putting it on the HighTop was a chore for me, so Johnny of Johnny's Journey and a friend of hers got some ladders and put it up for me.
I got mine. Alright, so she wants it as far back as she can.
That looks
How
good.
does that look for
Yeah, I think so.
That looks good.
Is that far enough back though? You want to go a little bit further?
I think,
Like
no,
right
I think
there?
we're good.
Right
We're
there.
good, yeah.
Looks like we're
Good? Are we square? Where's that tape?
Right here.
I'm gonna cut this again, right? I'm gonna cut this again.
Sweet.
I actually have a little bit more tape too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
The most important is the front. We use the other
It's
in the
all
back.
across on the front.
Awesome.
This is a Midwest Van Builders 007 project. My apprentice here.
This is Paul.
There's no better help than right there.
Master. Special.
Thank you so much.
That looks good.
That looks good.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, guys. There is nothing better than EternaBond. Do not try other products because EternaBond, you may even regret putting it on someday. It's so hard to get off.
So way back in the beginning of my video, I showed my van with a privacy tent on the back. I took it off so I can show you how easy it is to put on. Here's the name of it. It's a Tailgate Tent. And it comes in this little tiny bag. It's a little windy, but I'll try my best to show you. You thread the string that it comes with through the top orange loops. Then you go ahead and you tie one side on the handle on this side. Next. And you put it around the top like that. You take the other side of the string here and you tie it to that door handle. Next, you lift up your hatch. And then you can secure the bottom with a rock, or it does come with tent poles. I thought while I'm at camp I could also store my bike back here, or just use it like a black tarp to cover my bike during the day if I don't want to put it up. Now in order to secure my bike, I have a kryptonite chain here, kryptonite, one of these U locks. I have keys for these. And then I got this anti-theft bike alarm. So that needs to get installed. So I'll put the links for these in the description as well. Some of you may be wondering what I did with the tent that Liz had gifted me. Well, right now I have it at home because I am solo traveling, but I do plan to take some family trips and we will use those as tent camping. I'm hoping my grandson might like to take a trip with me this summer. So it will come in handy. It's just a little bit too difficult for me to put up by myself when I travel solo. But it'll be useful, trust me. It'll come in handy. Thank you so much, Liz. Let me show you what's underneath here in my garage. This here is a case. And I bring it out when I'm camping with other people. I put it on the table. It carries, oh, you can say foil, things that I need for the table. Then I have extra tissues. By the way, I use tissues instead of toilet paper when I use the bathroom. It's just my preference. Then I have a large pot for pancakes. I have an extra stove there. I keep my solo stove in here. It's out right now. I'm going to show you that next. Paper towels, extra butane. extension cords, things like that that I need. Yep. This comes in real handy. This is a wind guard. Goes around your stove. These are a lot. I really need to paint this box. I'm going to do that sometime. Stop and get some paint. A collection of stickers. The Reflectix that I use are just handmade. It's the heavy duty Reflectix, and I just put some fabric on the outside. Black and then silver. Trust me, nothing fancy. Not a great job at all. Here's how my Reflectix fit in my window. I've got it cut out along here. A couple little gaps, but I'm not worried about it. I was going to cover the silver with this material, but you know what? I do have that over here in back of my kitchen. But I thought, you know what? If I change it out, what's the sense? So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave them plain like that. And anyway, in summer, it's better to have the Reflectix like this anyway, to reflect the heat off of the car. One more thing I wanted to show you. This is a solo stove. And it kind of comes apart like this. Put it this way, you can put like a pot on the top. It has these air vents, that's real important. I don't necessarily use it as a stove. I use it as a campfire. And it saves a lot of wood when you do this. And I could keep this going like all day long. So the way that I like to start it is I use petroleum jelly. And then I just get some cotton balls. And I put petroleum jelly on the cotton balls. And sometimes I put it right on the wood as well. Turn around so you can see. And then I just light the cotton balls. Put it in there a little bit. It lights right away. And then I just keep adding wood. So there you have it. I love the way my van is right now. I don't think there's anything I would change. Maybe I might make a little bit wider counter. I think I have room for that. And of course, change my mattress. I really do want to find a good trifold mattress that'll be easy to flip up. I started about 2 years ago. I actually bought my van on April 1st, April Fool's Day. 2 years ago. I started to build it out with, I had an ottoman my daughter-in-law gave me. I used that for my bed. I bought a dresser from Amazon. I had my Jackery back then with portable solar panels. Hated it. So inconvenient. Very happy with the flexible solar panel on my roof now. I didn't really have a lot of gadgets back then. I did have a Hot Logic. It's a good gadget to have. I just wasn't using it enough, but it does come in real handy. I just like my little stove, and I usually cook one-pot meals most of the time. I do have the extra stove, which I bring out mostly when I'm camping with other people. I like to share in that way. It makes it a lot of fun when you start cooking together. You know, I've added things, I've gotten rid of things along the way. And it's just a process. You learn as you go. I took my maiden voyage trip on June 21st and been part-time traveling ever since. I have a wonderful husband who supports me at home. I think my kids are happy for me. I love taking trips to go and visit my grandkids. It's just a different phase of my life right now. And honestly, I am having the time of my life. So if you're waiting for that perfect moment, there is no perfect moment. Just go for it. Because if not now, when? See you down the road. To connect with me and other like-minded men and women, visit nomadsdowntheroad.com. It's a community, and we welcome you whether you're full-time, part-time, or a wannabe nomad. If you got value from this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.